Are the mics up? And welcome inside Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. We're live, Matt side, at Sussex Central High School for the 2024 Henlopen Conference Championship Finals here in the sport of wrestling, the oldest and greatest sport. With me tonight, Dan Rigby, the former Milford and Caesar Rodney coach, Caesar Rodney wrestler. Dan, this is like the pinnacle of the Henlopen Conference to be at this moment, this match tonight.
Yeah, Benny, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited because this is what these athletes have worked all season for. Some of them, a lifetime of hard work is going to be realized or not realized here in the next couple hours. So really exciting for these athletes, these families who have put in a lot of time and energy, and I'm excited to be along for the ride. Folks,
before we get started, we are working in conjunction with the Sussex Central Athletics live stream crew. Jeff Stevenson, producer. Marvin Dooley, athletic director at Woodbridge. He is the tournament director for the event, and also Eric McGuire, athletic director here at Sussex Central. Big crowd here tonight, Dan. It's been a while since we filled bleachers like this for the conference tournament.
Yeah, Benny. You know, I've been able to go to a couple matches this year, and the crowds have all been great. But I'll tell you, this gym in particular seems to always attract a really nice, rowdy crowd, exciting crowd. And we're at the home of the 2024 Delaware State Champion Sussex Central wrestling team, so it makes sense that we would have a full house today.
Team standings going into the final round. Sussex Central, they have sealed the deal with 226.5 points. Smyrna second with 184. Cape Henlopen third with 174. Milford fourth with 133.5, and Caesar Rodney fifth with 132 points. So here come we're going to shut our mics down. Here come your conference finalists for 2024.
Tonight's contest will begin at 106 pounds. From Cape Henlopen, Austin Guerrero. From Caesar Rodney, Ben Donato. At 113, from Cape Henlopen, Daniel Baker. And from Smyrna, Ian Alfred. At 120 pounds from Sussex Central, Malachi Stratton. From Sussex Tech, Anthony Andrews. At 126, from Caesar Rodney, Trevor Coates. His opponent from Sussex Central, Chase Morgan. At 133 pounds from Sussex Central, Evan Coldry. From Lowell, Connor Smith. At 138, from Sussex Central, Talon Savage. From Lake Forest, Jerusalem Howard. At 144, from Sussex Tech, Dustin Elliott. From Cape Henlopen, Nick At 150 pounds, from Laurel, Stanley. From Lake Forest, Case Dempsey. At 157, from Lake Forest, Nerdy Ahmad Stacks. His opponent from Laurel, Xavier. 165. From Smyrna, Jesse Dixon. From Woodbridge, Quincy Risborough. 175. From Indian River, Javion Chandler. From Sussex Central, at 190, from Milford, Jordan Curry. From Smyrna, Tegan Grantowski. At 215, Patrick Donahue. And at heavyweight, from Laurel, Joseph Bader. And his opponent, from Smyrna, Gigi Lee.
So interesting matchups here and a couple of rematches from last year, especially at heavyweight with Eula in the overtime. We're going to see the match number 4 between Stanley Pete and Case Dempsey. Right now, Pete leading that series 2-1. A lot of things out here tonight, Dan, that, you know, fans just don't know inside that circle unless you've been there in a conference final.
I mean, the pressure builds on these athletes. You know, some of these athletes have never been in the finals before. And, you know, a lot of times if you have two equally who can handle this, really preparing for next weekend at Cape Henlopen in the state championship.
There we go, starting off at 106 pounds, the number 1 seed from Cape Henlopen, Austin Gierschman. His opponent from Cesar Rodney, Ben Donato, 30-13, a sophomore. Donato got here 3 times a charm. He's lost to Austin Decker twice this season, wins 10-8 in overtime in today's semifinal. Donato. And it's the first takedown on Gary. Gary in the black for Cape Henlopen.
Yeah, watching Donato a couple times this year, Benny, he's really good on that. Definitely a height disadvantage. On those underhooks and those short drags, when he following up that shot.
Gary drives to the edge. They go out of bounds. 2-1 with a minute. J.R. Powell.
I've been really impressed with Austin Guerrero here. I mean, he's come up through the youth this year. He gets off
to go here. Feet. Gary does have the cross wrist as he returns him to the mat. Again, I want to thank Sussex Central live stream team. They do all their matches and running the
fun part.
9 seconds on the 3-2 lead for Gary.
Benny, we're going to talk about this a lot tonight. If I'm Guerrero, I really want to make sure I hold him down here and don't give up points late in the period. In these tight matches, a lot of times that could be the difference maker. If I'm Donato, I can try to get one before the whistle at the end of the period.
Comes to his feet, breaks the cross, and does. First period.
basically a two-period match.
Mattioni and Caesar Rodney, coached by Trey Mitchell. Full disclosure, are related.
Semi-final win at the state duels over Louisiana, making an all Henlopen Conference state final.
Right. And Donato also good on single chance of taking that away.
Both of them wrestling in a level 4-point stance. They don't really cover their legs.
Should Gary win, he'll probably be the number one. This win, it could be all jumbled up next weekend.
Yeah, not to get too viewers at home. It's really tomorrow morning. Gary would certainly be the one that doesn't.
6-3. Minute to the pounds. Gary trying to get to that crossroads. Donna's doing a good job.
See the high step. Tons of those long arms. Sits in that tight.
And I bait.
Times during the year.
This is their second match of the season.
Familiar with most of these opponents.
3. The second period is Donna's going to go down. 2 minutes for Gary here at 106. That's how he had to do it in the semis. He was down 2 or down 1, got the 1 time and got. Start. Yeah, there. Feet to the mat. On the minute to and
Yeah.
cross. Like
a bit of focus.
And 5. And Austin Gary is a conference champ at 106 pounds.
And still had the power. And what a great match.
So we made 120. Central. 7. Decision. 32. I think between them.
In a real. I think they with
Here's will be on the call.
Biggest tournament.
Stratton, he's the younger brother of a two-time state champ for shot. Stratton now coaching in Indian River. He's in on that left leg right away.
You know, it always, Malachi always just seems to wrestle up in the
Oh, it goes
cradle
to Funk,
there.
and he's got the cradle. 2 points for Malachi Stratton.
He's looking for near fall.
And one escape for Andrews, 2-1.
Anthony was really lucky to come out of that with just a
Right.
takedown. He's in the near side cradle early in the first, and well done by him.
This time Andrews gets in on a low single. He's going to sub up between. Stratton wrapped around the waist. Got to get to that far hip and isolate and try to score. Seconds. There we go. Blood time over, 39 seconds on the clock. Stratton digging in again on that left leg. Looking to dump here. Andrews looking to step over the ankle. 29 to go.
Has an opportunity to score here. He's over the leg. It looks like he's over the leg.
And there's the 2 for Anthony Andrews.
Now he needs to try to finish this period on.
Goes up 3.
Here we go. We're in 7 seconds. He needs to get one here, and there he goes.
He does get the 1. 3-3 as the first period comes to an end.
Great job by Andrews taking advantage of that hip defense, front headlock position. Time score. Looks like
Stratton's going on injury time.
Banged up here. Say it all night long. Those late period scores. Just an act. Period on the feet, finish period on top. That matters. Notice how
off and away with this. We've got a caution on by. Andrews rises to his feet, trying to isolate those hands, and he gets the escape.
Great job getting to his feet.
Goes up 4-3.
Seen a lot of these lighter weight guys so far keeping that low stance, trying to get under that level of their opponent. There.
Minute 20 to go here, second period. Stratton looking to throw by there. Andrews doing a good job just there.
Another example, and his hands are in. That's a great call.
And that's a takedown for Andrews. He's going to go up 6-3.
Another example of elbow low by Stratton, and Andrews was able to sucker drag out.
Talking to Andrews earlier in the season, and he said one of the biggest changes he made is before he just losing, now he's just yeah. That's what
the elite wrestlers of the world, they wrestling. He needs to be mindful here. He's up by 3.
Next one will be a point. And Stratton quickly to his feet, puts on the hand fight, and they go out of bounds.
Stratton, it looks like he's dealing with a little bit of a calf problem or Achilles problem.
Minute 3 on the restart. 6-3 lead for Andrews. Stratton set, and Andrews covers, and we're off. Stratton quickly to his feet. Andrews with the mat return. Has a chance for a low leg Turk there.
Yeah, he does. He's got to make sure he's not locking hands here.
Under a minute to go, 45 seconds exactly here in the second period. And we're out of bounds with 35 seconds on the clock.
Benny, I am not a psychic, but this match is far from over, and I got a feeling this last 2 minutes and 35 seconds are going to have some fireworks for us.
I think we are.
Stratton is always one to put on some big moves and a lot of energy here. So Andrews got to keep the pedal to the metal here and not go into a defensive mode. He's got to wrestle smart, but she keep trying to score.
Andrews in the conference final. Bumps up 2 this year. Bounds.
That's a position that frequently wrestlers will lock their hands, kind of forgetting that.
In a semifinal match.
About a scenario that might need to be looked at. Just
21 seconds here in the second period.
Stratton needs to stay on his feet, not let Andrews bring him back to the mat. Yeah, they're going to bang him for a stall in here.
And there's the top stall.
Andrews took that. You get a instead of giving up the escape. Now he's sure that he can hold him down these last. That was for nothing. Big ride here.
8 seconds. Andrews needs to ride him out with the 3-point lead here. Drops down to a low ankle, kind of like a modified Navy.
Yeah.
And he comes out on top here with 1 period to go, 2 minutes on the clock. Andrews looking for an upset, but like you said, Dan, I think we're far from over here.
A couple things to note. Andrews has 2 cautions. Can't get another one.
And
he also has a stall call, so we need to be very mindful of those things. We're 3 points up. An escape's okay. A stall and an escape's not okay.
Stratton set. Andrews covers, and we're off here. Third period at 120.
Just let him go.
And he gives him the escape, 6-4. And not a bad strategy there by Andrews, because if he gives up the takedown, he's gotten out twice already.
Yeah, I like the shot.
He's in on the left leg. Stratton has the ankle, looking to go behind. And Stratton gets the takedown to tie it up 6-6.
If you're
with
Stratton,
a minute 27 to go.
You're going to have to think about cutting him at some point. Now the timing is going to be important. I don't think you're going to turn him. How much time do you get? Look at that.
Escape by Andrews. And
there's that low elbow opportunity again. He got a high elbow.
Stratton gets another takedown. He goes up 8-7. And Andrews right in on the right leg this time. And he gets a takedown with a minute to go to take a 9-8 lead.
It looks like we gave we didn't give one, we gave an escape there. We gave a
reversal. Yep.
So we're 9-8, man.
9-8 lead for Anthony Andrews.
We have, and if he takes another injury time,
Andrews gets
it'll
choice.
be Andrews' choice, right. So he needs to be very, very careful.
49 seconds to go here at 120 pounds. Anthony Andrews with the reversal takes a 9-8 lead over the two-time state champ.
And you can see Scott Layfield, the coach for Sussex Tech, saying, wait for the whistle, no cautions. If he gets to his feet, you got to cut him. You got to
lift and return, 40 to go.
What do I know?
And we're out of bounds with 37 on the clock. Now Scott Layfield telling him you got to keep him down. Scott Layfield, head coach of the Sussex Tech Ravens. Qualified for the Division I state tournament this year.
A lot of strategy is going to go in these last 35 seconds. Now we got to get to our feet.
26 to go. Granby roll by Andrews.
There was a locked hands call there, missed, I believe.
And the escape.
Wow.
It's knotted up at 16.
I think they're both going to be content with taking this thing to overtime.
Yeah, let's go one more minute, right? So they're on their feet, one more minute on the clock. 10 to 10 at 120 pounds.
You got two local boys going at it in an overtime match. Wow. That's a tough.
Well, Stratton moved towards him. Out and rocking.
This place is loud. There's a lady standing next to me hooting and hollering.
This she is. First score here wins. Stratton in on the left leg. And Stratton.
And look at the sports. I mean, Andrews is dealing with some heartbreak right now. He had it. The sportsmanship from both of these guys. That's what we love to see. A great match.
Yeah.
Two great champions in my book.
Outstanding match. Maybe the best of the night. Here we go to 126 pounds. This will be the second meeting between these two. Your number one seed, Trevor Copes of Cesar Rodney. He advanced with 11-3 major decision over Jasmine Sneed of Delmar. He's a junior, 37-3. And he's a three-time state finalist, defending conference champ. His opponent, Chase Murray from Sussex Central with 11-5 decision over Hobie Gibbons of Sussex Tech. He's 34-9. He's a senior. He's the number 2 seed.
I want to go back to that match here again, Benny, that those two, I have a feeling that they might see each other again next week.
Yeah, maybe on a final.
Yeah, that was a great match, and I could have watched about 20 more minutes of that match.
So the 106s are getting their awards over on the podium.
Lots of smiles on that podium, but the real bracket is next weekend, Benny, and that's what these guys are all lining up for. Some of them are just content making it, but the rest of them are eyes on the prize for next week. Make some adjustments in the practice room. And I know both of those coaches from that 120-pound match will make some adjustments in case that match happens again.
Absolutely. So Murray will be the green band and the blue and gold of Sussex Central, and Copes will be the red ankle band and also the blue gold of Caesar Rodney. One meeting this year during the regular season. Copes getting the win and the number 1 seed here in the tournament today.
Yeah, Copes has done a really nice job. Every time somebody steps up, and he's wrestled the 26 pounder from St. Mark's and Murray and all these guys. He has really, really dominated this weight class all year long. But it's postseason, and anything can happen.
That's right.
He's 1 week away from achieving that kind of goal that he hasn't really checked off his list yet. 3-time finalist.
From Sussex Central.
And anything can happen.
So here we go at 126 pounds. And we're underway. Oh, there's that whip under. Takedown for Copes.
He does a really nice job on that over
Sometimes
collar.
he will whip it all the way around the head.
He's already in a bar tilt. He's already looking for back points. He's loading them up.
That takes some incredible hand strength.
Yeah, and watching what Murray was able to do in that high bridge and remaining calm. I think guys get in trouble there sometimes when they panic and they let go of what they have, and then next thing you know, they're on their back. And Trevor's obviously a seasoned wrestler, and he knew he was okay.
I'll tell you this, these are 2 of the classiest wrestlers in this conference.
Yeah.
Never stopped, never not stopped. Say hello to people and talk to people. And 2 really good kids here wrestling for a championship.
And at the end of the day, Benny, that's really what it's all about. Like, you just watch the sportsmanship that happened at the 120-pound weight class. 2 guys just went at it and left everything on the mat. 7 minutes, and at the end of the day, we want to raise good young wrestlers, good young men and women.
Minute to go here in the first period. Copes returns them to the mat with a claw ride. What he's been using lately here, Dan, he's been using this, I call it an Okie book. Bring out here he comes.
Yeah, he likes to bring it out on the back, and then he comes around on the other side, scoops to try to attack the wrist, and that's a really deadly pinning combination. What he'll do is he'll take it, well, he's got a claw now, but he'll come out and he'll put his right hand under the arm just like that, and he'll come to the other side if he can get that wrist. And this is a deadly pinning combination. If he can get it and get across that side, he missed it. He'll be back to it.
Well, I think Murray's hit the weight room.
Yeah.
Keeps control here. 20 seconds to go in the first period.
Trevor rides like a backpack, man. It's hard to get him off you. He has just such good control of his hips and speed and shifty. He knows how to tie those hands up.
Both his brothers were state finalists. He was a 3-time state finalist. And we're out of time here in the first period. Copes with the 4-0 lead.
4-0, but control so far.
And Murray's going to go neutral.
I think that's a good choice. You're going to have to score some points. Like I said, Trevor's tough on top. He's really good at control of those wrists. Murray can also throw from a lot of position.
Copes with that wrist and the collar tie again. That one time he doesn't get it, but he gets to the leg. So this time he does a better setup. And he's got another takedown. Goes up 6-0.
Mindful of a little bit of a spladle opportunity here. Murray's looking to get that knee and go ahead and spladle him. But I think Trevor feels it coming on and just going to be content.
He's up 6-0, minute 23 to go here, second period.
You know, Benny, we talk a lot to wrestlers. At a 2 unevenly matched opponents, you can attack on just an initial attack. When you start getting in these conference finals and state finals, it's going to require a little bit of re-attacks, first and second attacks, because those guys are ready. And we saw that last match as well. Those beautiful examples of re-attack opportunity off that little over-collar shrug.
1 minute, 1 second to go here, second period. Murray is on bottom. Murray comes to his feet. Copes gives him the release. It's 6-1 here. 55 seconds to go, second period. Copes is stingy.
See, this is that dangerous kind of opportunity.
Right.
Copes can't, I mean, again, Copes is shifty, but you can't relax on Murray because he can toss you, and at this point, you're down 5 points. Why not? You know, throw the kitchen sink at him.
Shot by Murray. Copes looking to go behind. In the front head. And gets the hooks to the knee. Take down Copes, 8-1. 22 to go here in the second period. Eight-1 lead for Trevor Copes. Looking for a tilt here at the end of the second.
Really good at sinking that bar and kind of sneaky about it. He's going to get a quick turn. He's going to get a quick
He's going to get two at the end.
Wow.
10-1 lead for Trevor Copes.
Those late points are hard to get back. Now Copes is kind of building that lead.
Looks to Coach Mitchell, says, back on our feet.
You know, one of the things I like in this match, Benny, is you've got two coaches in the corner who are younger guys who came up through both of their own programs. You know, Coach Mitchell came up through Cesar Rodney, and Coach Miller came up through Sussex Central, and they're both doing such a fantastic job that the future is bright for both of these programs. And young guys at the helm is a positive thing for Delaware and Henlopen Conference Wrestling.
On the edge with 1:40 to go, and they go out of bounds. I think Coach pretty much wants to play small ball right here while, you know, Murray wants to swing for defenses.
Yeah, I think if I'm Copes, I'm looking at leg attacks. You know, or I'm going on collar ties when he's underneath me. I'm not going any type of over-under on my feet or any kind of real collar tie from my feet.
Copes in on a shot.
The amount of trouble you can get in here is a lot less than what you can get in trouble from driving on your feet or letting him control the ties.
Approaching a minute to go here in the third period. And he's figured out that little underthrow there. Yeah. Minute 4. Coach goes to the 2-on-1. To the edge with 45 to go. 41 seconds on the restart.
You know, sometimes you think, and this is a deep thought, but sometimes you think if I'm Chase Murray and I want to, my goals next weekend too, do I show my one trick that I have in that bag? Every wrestler has it. We have that one go-to throw that we can hit with a pretty high percentage. Do I show it here, or do I hold it till maybe I get a chance again next weekend?
Shot by Murray. Copes, great job just dropping the hips. Goes behind. This will be our first bonus match of the night. He goes up 12-1 with 14 to go. And Trevor Copes is going to repeat as the Henlopen Conference champion and be the #1 seed next weekend at the state tournament.
That was just a very, and look at him looking for more back points. I love that. Looking late in the match, not putting, you know.
12-1 victory for Trevor Copes.
He's got his eyes set on that elusive state title, Benny, and he is definitely in peak form right now. So I look forward to watching him next weekend.
He's at his second conference title. He wants that elusive state title next weekend.
He's first at King of the Castle, Battle of the Bridge.
So we're going to move to 132 pounds. #1 seeded Evan Cordry, ranked 3 in the state. From Sussex Central, he pinned his way to the finals. He's a 40-5 record, and he's a junior. And he's up against one of the upsets, the 3 seed Connor Smith, had a 6-5 overtime win over #2 seed Warren Coates of Smyrna. He's 39-8, and he's a junior.
Yeah, I got the chance to watch Connor Smith earlier in the year when they wrestled Lake Forest and had a fantastic match against Lake Forest to win the Henlopen Southern Division. And Cordry's just kind of one of those guys who holds really good position.
Yeah.
He's got good defense, and when he gets on top of you, you know legs are coming, and it's your job to stop him.
Really strong. Also, when you shoot and drop, he drops those hips, he's hard to score on. He's in on that left leg of Smith right away. Takedown for Cordry.
Here come the legs.
Out of bounds, 2-0 lead for Evan Cordry. Talking to his dad earlier and talked about how he's just He's had some bad luck at the state tournament the past couple years. You know, hoping that this March he cleans it all up.
Yeah, it's a story for a lot of people. It's you know, postseason wrestling is all about who's healthy at the right time of the year, whose mindset's right at the right time of the year, who's there to achieve their goals, and who's going to crack under a little bit of the pressure. And we get a lot of that. You get a lot of people banged up, and everybody's a little bit banged up right now. Everybody's a little bit sick, and who can persevere through it? That's what that state tournament wrestling's all about. So looking for
now
a set
he's going to get some backs here early in the first period. Looking for the fall is Cordry.
He's close to getting it. If he can let that inside shoulder pass.
It's 3 back. Oh, transitions right to a half Nelson.
That was smooth, Benny. That's going to be it.
And there's a pin for Evan Cordry, your 2024 conference champion at 132 pounds.
That was a really sound match. And again, it looks like he's in peak form right now. That was those transitions from move to move is what separates the good guys from the great guys.
His competition will come out of the independent conference with 3 guys. There's a 3-way chase for the title this year. So we're going to move to 138, and we're going to see the son of a 2-time state champ. This is Talon Savage. Dad Jesse Savage was a 2-time champion. Did any of the Rigby sons and dads both win state titles?
Well, both of the uncles won, but none of the sons won. Thanks for bringing that up on live YouTube.
We were talking earlier if there's ever been a father-son state champion. I don't think there has.
I really appreciate you ripping all those scabs off for my entire family and all my cousins.
There's so many Rigbys that you can't even identify one. And he's up against Savage's 27-5 as a senior. He's up against Jerusalem Howard, a sophomore out of Lake Forest. Got a pin in the semis. He's 31-7, again, a sophomore. So, yeah, we were digging deep. Savage ranked number 2 in the state, and he'll have to get through Eddie Radicke to do it.
Yeah.
Well, we were checking. I know we've had brothers.
Marvin Dooley and
his son. Yes, sir. There it is.
And Brandon Dooley, the head coach at Woodbridge now. Right. Marvin, the AD at Woodbridge. So that would be the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Savage has got this deep.
Yes, he does. But I'd tell you what.
Front there.
Jerusalem Howard can bend and twist.
And a lot of different ways. You're right about that.
I coached him as well. And some of the things he would do in wrestling was like, not everybody can do it. Not many people.
Savage is looking for a hazard here, but he's got to really get those hips across and make Jerusalem break that plane.
I believe this is their 3rd meeting this season with Savage winning the first 2.
Savage has really put together a nice year here, Benny. I enjoyed following him over the last few years, and just kind of waiting for him to turn that corner. It looks like he's doing that now, and it's fun because he's part of a great program.
Him and Radicke have not met, but we may see it next Saturday at Cape Henlopen High School.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Radicke's the guy to beat in that weight class, and multiple-time state champ.
And we're going to go out of bounds with 21 seconds left.
When you're going against those guys that have been multiple-time state champs, you don't have anything to lose, and none of the pressure's off you. Lake Forest also put together a great season this year, making the state semifinals.
Granby roll by Howard. And gets the escape with 9 seconds to go. We talked about that all night.
Late period points, you can't get them back. You need to really make sure you can finish the period on top if you're that guy. And again, if you're Jerusalem Howard, then you want to definitely get that escape before the end of the period. So nice job by him. I'm just going to go down here.
2-1 here at 138 pounds. Knight is moving awful fast. Another father-son combo, Tom Drummond and Chris Drummond out of Milford.
I didn't think about that. Old Tommy Drummond, yeah, 1983, I believe it was. Chris Drummond. For Don Parsley. This is about the time that those messages start rolling in when you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
When you
Glad you folks are watching and joining us. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. 3-1 lead for Talon Savage.
You know, Benny, you mentioned something simple as the night rolling on pretty quickly, and if you're a guy that's coming up in these matches, knowing when to get your warm-up in, start your warm-up, where to start your warm-up in this kind of settings, different than the tournaments have been all day because you get a lot of different space. Those little things matter in big settings like this. How effective and efficient is my warm-up?
Also talked to Jesse Savage, Talon's father, and he said some of the things he's cleaned up this year was nerves really got to him last year.
Yeah, a lot of high school, but college wrestlers, and even in the Olympics and things, it's nervous energy's energy lost. And if you're worried a lot about what your opponent's doing, you're not concerned about what you're doing. You need to focus on the controllables. Control what you can control, which is your effort, your energy, your warm up, your preparation, and let the cards fall where they will.
Right.
And when you go into it with that mindset, you tend to wrestle a little more free and just tend to flow, and that's the goal here for all these wrestlers.
Andy Waters from the Delaware State News did a nice article on Trevor Cope said that, and one of the things Coach Mitchell talked about was taking one match at a time, and the quote he used was, "The man who enjoys the journey goes further than the man."
Loving the process, learning the process, but loving the process and the journey.
Right.
And the destination's always a little sweeter when you can enjoy those steps.
Absolutely.
I got a chance to talk to Coach Miller before their state championship, and I said, whatever you do, make some time to look around and just enjoy it and be present, man, because you might not get here again, and this is really what it's all about.
End of the second period, 3-1 lead for Talon Savage. Jerusalem Howard is going to go bottom. First of a couple of Lake Forest finalists here tonight. This program on the rise.
Yeah, really. Coach Hansen has done a really nice job. And I'll tell you this about Jerusalem Howard, is that the gas tank on him is there's no such thing as a guy. He just goes and goes and goes.
And he gets the escape. And he looks undersized, but he's really not. He's cutting to get to 138, but he just looks small.
Yeah, and he's going to keep coming at you. You have to be ready to wrestle for an entire 6 minutes, or he's going to make you pay.
3-2, minute 36 on the clock in the third period.
Talon Savage is in the driver's seat here. But
deep on that double, but
he needs it. He needs, kind of similar to earlier, he needs to try to keep scoring here. If you give up a takedown and you get an escape, you're tied. Nice inside trip.
Takedown for Savage.
That was a textbook inside trip from that overhook. Straight on the edge, and that was really nice.
Goes up 5-2 with a minute 11 on the clock.
Right on the edge. Edge wrestling is another thing, just very similar to late period wrestling. Can you can you wrestle on the edge as well? I just got a text.
Joe Arcangelo and Chase Arcangelo, yes. He be coaching right now in the Blue Hen Conference?
Well, that actually came from the referee extraordinaire, Joe Labozo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So 2 of them are from William Penn.
We're in a Peterson position here, but we might mousetrap. Oh, he's going to kick over. This is going to be problems for Savage.
Reverse cradle. He's got it deep. And he gets the pin. Jerusalem Howard pulls the upset at 138.
Wow.
Right in front of the home crowd.
That is we said this. He'll keep wrestling and keep wrestling and keep wrestling. And again, I'm watching Jerusalem Howard, but I'm watching Talon Savage with the sportsmanship and the class, and certainly not what he wanted to happen, but the way that he handled that is just a...
Howard jumped up like he was the biggest surprise person in the room.
Yeah, that was...
That's what you get when you don't stop wrestling.
That's right. That was developing, and I think we saw it. I just don't know if Talon Savage saw it, unfortunately for him.
So we got a big one coming up. Number 1 versus number 2 in the state at 144 pounds. One meeting already. It was 8-4, won by the number 1 seed, Dustin Elliott, junior, 41-2 from Sussex Tech. And his opponent from Cape Henlopen, state runner-up last year, Nick Walker, defending conference champ. He's 34-6 and a sophomore. Scott, there's a hush, Dan, there's a hush going across this gym right now.
Yeah, that took the wind out of the Sussex Central fan base here. That is, and again, you're really happy for Jerusalem Howard, but you also know on the other end of that big win is a young man who just had a dream go away pretty quickly. But that is what postseason wrestling is all about. You got to keep
build on it and get it next week.
That's right. You learn, and you know what? The cards are always going to fall where they're supposed to next week. Seeding happens tomorrow, and you know the difference between you as a 4 seed or 5 seed and a 6 seed is not really always, you know, make or break. Now there are those scenarios where you're like, I want to be away from this guy, and so I can see him in the finals. But the way the seeding happens these days, it's out of your control. Just do what you can do here, control what you can control, and that's what Jerusalem Howard just did. He controlled what he could control, and he did a great job.
Athletics YouTube channel. They're doing production and the cameras, all that good stuff tonight. Also Marvin Dooley allowing us to present this to you. Eric McGuire is the athletic director here at Sussex Central. Next year, this tournament will move to Milford.
Now wrestling in
But talked to Jeff earlier this week, and we said, you know what, we might do this whole production thing again next year. All 4 mats were streamed this weekend, all weekend long.
When, you know, we're such a small state, and when 2 tech-minded guys like Benny Mitchell and Jeff Stevenson can collaborate, you put together a great product like this. So we're lucky. We're Delaware fans are lucky to have you guys.
You're going to see a lot to come because we've talked with Jody Wilson from Compete Events, and you're going to start seeing some live streaming of some junior events. And when people work together and collaborate, you get great things.
Yep, we're too small of a state not to do that, and it's a positive. Wow, look at that little peak.
Elliott in the black and gold, silver, and white of Sussex Tech. And Walker in the black and light blue of Cape and Henlopen. We're out of bounds. No, we're not.
I had this match circled, Benny.
It's like a cat.
Yeah, they're going to go at it. They're going to just let it fly. And in the first 40 seconds, we've already seen lots of great attempts, super ducks, and a stall call there early in the first period.
On red. And head coach Chris Mattioni wants to come to the table and talk about it.
Yeah, I think that was wrestling. I think they were wrestling there and not just a push out. I think that was through wrestling, Benny. And
I agree with you. They were down on their knees, came up. I know in college, that's what they call in college, but. Referee Jared Powell says that we're not discussing it. Made him a call.
Mattioni is not happy about it. He is letting him know that he does not probably agree with that call.
So back underway at 144 pounds. We're halfway through the night, and Elliott, that was almost like a Trevor Cope whip under, but more of a pull down.
Yeah, that was nice. And I used to tell my wrestlers all the time, when you put a guy under, you got to make him pay because that's a position of advantage. And wow. Benny, you know, if these two can keep this pace for 6 minutes, it's going to be something. This is a wildly fast pace with at least 10 scoring opportunities for both guys so far.
And we've only wrestled for a minute and a half.
Oh, we've only wrestled for a minute and a half.
Again, I'm Benny Mitchell. Dan Rigby with me, the former Caesar Odney and Milford coach.
I kind of get the same feeling in this match that I got in that 120 match, Benny, that there's going to be some fireworks.
Yeah, there's going to be 2-1's not how this is going to end.
It's not going to end that way, and gas tanks are going to be the factor here. Who can keep this pace for 6 minutes? We'll find out.
We've had 2 upsets already tonight, or 1 upset already tonight.
Near upset at 120.
Yeah. This is Henlopen Conference Wrestling. It's the southern part of the lower 2 counties in the state. 14 schools, public schools, 2 tech schools. So we end the first period 2-1 in favor of Dustin Elliott. Go to the coin flip, and it comes up red. And Walker's going to get down right away, try to tie this up.
You know, sometimes something as simple as a coin flip, getting choice first, you know, you want to get. I always like my athletes getting on bottom first. You can get those points, especially in tied matches.
Well, you're in a situation here where they've wrestled before, so you kind of know what your chances are down on bottom.
He's got this nice little short sit situation that he seems pretty confident in. bit of another little Peterson type position there a minute ago.
Elliott does have a jiu-jitsu background as we see him throw the boots in. But sometimes jiu-jitsu boots and wrestling boots are different.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestlers who have had a lot of success going to jiu-jitsu. I don't know that the success is always
The opposite way.
the opposite way. Oh, I mean, there's certainly been some who have some success.
Skate for Nick Walker. It's 2-2 with 1:25 to go in the second period.
But Elliott is certainly a wrestler. He's not just a jiu-jitsu practitioner by any stretch of the imagination.
In deep is Walker. Elliott gets to a lay. I thought he was going to funk, but he went ahead and balled up and lived to fight another day.
That's right. You said something there. Live to fight another day. But sometimes it's okay to give up a little bit of ground for the whole war, not just the battle.
I want to give credit to our finals sponsors for tonight, Ocean View Plumbing and Sodell Concepts. They are your sponsors of the final match, final round here tonight.
That's a beautiful re-attack. Even though we were out of bounds, the beautiful re-attack. Fireman's carry. And Benny, if you go back to what you just said, that's one of the beautiful things about being here in Sussex County and Kent County, Henlopen Wrestling. There are so many businesses that love to support
That's right.
youth wrestling and all the beauty that it brings. And you go to Sodell and you look at the amount of wrestlers that work for that company, and that's just another great thing that happens here.
Scott told me that when he has a chance, he hires athletes, especially wrestlers.
Well, I think you get that from a lot of businesses, the Wrestlers and Business Network, and the wrestlers make some great employees, and the skills and things that you can transfer.
These two are stingy.
My goodness.
And take down Walker with 20 seconds to go in the second.
All right, short time opportunity. Let's see what Elliott does here. Let's see if we can get to our feet and escape, or if we're just going to be content.
And we're going to go out of bounds 5 seconds on the restart.
And the Cape coaching staff is saying that Elliott went out, pulled himself out there. Well, if I'm Elliott, I want that restart to give myself a chance for one
point here,
Granby, one stand up, one switch, get my escape.
I think this is a match we're going to see next Saturday night as well. So 4-2 lead for Walker. Elliott goes immediately to the bottom position. Walker breaks him down right off the whistle. Elliott crawls back to his base.
Got a cross wrist, he looks hazard, and he lost it. Now we're in a one-point match, and another. Got to wrestle the edge smart here. You can't afford to flee the mat here.
No.
You can't afford to flee the mat
Gotta
here. You got
face
to wrestle. You got to wrestle.
Got to face him.
And he called
and
up for
fleeing the mat.
Technical violation, fleeing the mat.
And here comes head coach Scott Layfield of the Ravens.
And just knowing Scott Layfield, he's going to tell him a few things.
Right.
I think by the rule book, you might have had a right call there.
Yeah.
But I sometimes argue that a wrestler would do that in the center to avoid that low single as well.
Right. And Layfield's going to be hit with unsportsmanlike, and he's going to give him a little bit more.
Yeah, Scott's good for that. He likes to tell you about yourself and then tell you just a tad bit more before walking back to his seat.
And now he's going to get the assistant referee an earful. 5-3, minute 24 to go. Shot by Elliott. And they funk out of bounds. Minute 15 on the restart.
Walker's done a really nice job getting to Elliott's legs.
Yeah.
He's got to capitalize. And we got to make sure those legs do not put pressure on that scissor, or that'll be illegal.
And another takedown by Walker, goes up 7-3. 42 to go here in the match.
"35 seconds, you're down by 4. You got to get to your feet, or you got to start looking for some sort of tight Peterson move. You got to put some points on the board.
Gets the escape, makes it 7-4 with 25 to go.
If you're Elliott, you got to look big here. Arm throw opportunity, he missed it. And Walker's going to capitalize, and he's going to hold right there. And the Cape faithful are excited about that. Just at a picture view probably there. You can see him coming out of the bleachers. They are fired up.
And that's going to be a major decision for Walker. 12-4 major decision.
That's a great match. That is a great match by Walker. You know, last year Walker really wrestled well at the end of the year. He really peaked at the right time, and it looks like he is doing the same thing now. I just can't, for the life of me, that pace was extraordinary the entire match. There was no feeling each other out, trying to figure out who's where. That was just go.
Yep. I think a fan has been ejected over in the Cape section. State Trooper Marvin Dooley are on their way over there and escorting them out.
They had probably their best match of the night so far, so we're second best. I don't know. We've had a couple bar. We've had 3 finals so far that could all be viral on YouTube at some point.
Yeah.
In second, from Sussex Central, Talon Savage. And your champion at 138 pounds from Lake Forest, Jerusalem Howard.
So here we go, 150 pounds. These two have met 3 times. This is meeting. I had 2-1 in the series, and they've all been tight matches. Stanley Pete, defending champ, your #1 seed. He is 38-2, a junior from Laurel, and he's up against Case Dempsey from Lake Forest, 35-2, the #2 seed, and a senior.
Yeah, we got the chance to call this match during the year, and it was a barn burner then. It was a back and forth kind of match, and so I'm sure this will be no different.
From Lake Forest, Case Dempsey.
And we're underway at 150. These two both from the Henlopen South. We don't see a lot of Henlopen South versus Henlopen South in the finals as the North are the bigger schools.
Yeah, we've got a few here tonight.
Don't reach up, watch that far shot. Watch that far shot.
And when we get to 165, we got a blown up bracket. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Both 1 and 2 seed knocked out of the championship part of it.
I got to see that last night. I saw someone posted about that on social media. And checked it out. Certainly, that bracket is a mess.
Yes, by Pete. Gets tight around that leg. Now switches off to a double. I think he maybe should have stayed on that single a little longer.
Yeah, you're on the edge. You got to circle them back in. He missed it. He lost the turn. Oftentimes, you finish that double and you end up in a turret position. You can look for a takedown and near fall. Both of these teams made semifinal appearances this year. Coaches who invest a lot in their youth programs.
We got to call the conference championship match this year.
That was a barn burner.
Yes, it was.
Last match, if I remember correctly.
Now Pete's got to be careful. He'll drop down that leg. Probably get a stalemate first.
And referees will typically give you one stalemate, and then you do it again.
And there it is. There's a stalemate with 13 seconds. So you got to be careful. I call it the jawbone where you drop down, get that leg, and but you got to improve from there.
You got to advance the position. Short time.
Dempsey seconds. And time's going to run out. We go to the second period. Stanley Pete with a lead. This is a weight class where everybody's beaten. Everybody has a loss in this weight class. These guys have been 1-2 most of the year. And we're on top there, hanging the head. Diagnosed with diabetes and went from cutting weight to dieting and lifting and
getting strong. You can just tell he spends a lot of time in the weight room.
And he also, with all that, he picked up a faster pace.
Yeah. That's the fun thing for me, Benny, is
it's funny because back in the middle school days, Stanley Pete and Malachi Stratton were in the same anymore. I don't know if you're Holy Pete last year.
Actually lucky. So far, so good.
Yep. So got it cleaned up. 2-0 period. Dan, your most memorable memory, either as a coach or as a wrestler, in the Henlopen Conference?
Man, I had a wrestler by the name of Jackson Dean.
Yeah, he was here today.
As a freshman. He was wrestling defending state champ in the conference tournament, Greg Baum. And they battled off a significant amount of points as a freshman. And that was a big one. And I also had a young man named Kevin Hudson that had a pretty epic heavyweight final as well against
Chris Diaz.
Yeah.
Escape for Dempsey. It's 2-1 here in the second period with 1:15 to go. Yeah, those two good. Kevin Hudson. Assists are
tomorrow and watch some of the best unattached college wrestlers in the country. It's going to be a great day. Nice high.
Jack with the University of
switches. Nice leg.
Take.
You talked about the fine line of when do I switch off to the double, when can I transfer that weight, and the first time split his legs and talked about young coaches.
If you look at the team score here, look how many teams per 100. That doesn't happen very
often. For most of the
right.
But going into that state tournament, you didn't know who was going to beat who on the semifinals. You didn't know who was going to beat who on the division A lot of parity. That makes for fun postseason wrestling.
It fills the seats too.
It fills the seats, and I think that the state tournament's not really any different for us right now. I think this year there's a lot of parity amongst weight classes. Have a standout number one, and even
Here, 4-1 lead for Stanley Pete in the red for the Laurel Bulldogs. Big lift, mat return, and that'll take a little sting out of you.
Yeah, but you know, he did a great job of what we call cat to the mat, where you kind of recover quickly and don't get elongated. Bring your knees in and watch for. We don't.
Third period, 4-1 lead for Pete. Going position.
With 2 late feet. Red here.
Underway. One of 3 brothers. There's another one, the younger one. They have an older brother, I think, Cole. Stanley Pete, master of the long conference final. Was hit. It felt. Right.
Which that constrict your
And we've got a caution on top. Watching conference athletic Stevenson on the computers. Now I'm Betty Mitchell, and he's Dan Rigby. And we're minute 25 to go here in the third period. 4-1 lead for Pete on bottom. He's got it.
Yeah, and Dempsey has a pretty tight arm bar here, pretty deep arm bar. Let's see if he can do anything with it. I think there was an opportunity in the match. Going. You're down 3. That's very.
We're going to get a. I'm not.
Number 1. To make sure that. That's a
minute.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, on a 4.
It's tough, man. It's
Can you call them both?
expire that. Asking who the blood called on.
Dempsey out of it with number 100 for Stanley Pete.
That's a great accomplishment. 100 wins, Henlopen Conference Championship.
Two-time Henlopen Conference champion. I think that's our third one tonight, or the fourth one tonight. Fourth repeat champion. Folks, buckle your seatbelts. Here we go, 157 pounds. These guys are 1-1 versus each other. Your number 1 seed, Nuruddin Ahmad Stats from Lake Forest. He had a 1-0 victory over Justin Negron of Sussex Central in the semis. He's 34-2. He's a senior, and he's the defending conference and state champion. His opponent, Xavier Limehouse, the number 3 seed. Dan, he had a 20-11 major decision in the semis.
He was a champion.
Didn't get a chance to see that one, but I can imagine it was a lot of take him down,
It
let
was
him
over
up.
Brandon West of Smyrna.
Take him down, let him up.
44-2, and he's a senior. And as we said, all-state football player in 3 positions for the Laurel Bulldogs.
Nuruddin Stats did a really nice job late in the season last year. Again, wrestling really well at the end of the year. I don't know how many people would have said that's our pick for the state championship, but you know, Limehouse is going to try to find a way this year to upend that.
3 Lake Forest Spartans in the finals tonight. Mike Hansen, the head coach at Lake Forest.
You know, sometimes, Benny, and I'm not foreshadowing here, but sometimes these wrestlers, nice attempt, know each other too well.
Yeah.
And they start to, sometimes college wrestling can be that way. You just kind of.
Yeah, I think if we get an early score here, we're going to have fireworks.
Correct.
If we don't get an early score, slow down.
Always had one there. When Limehouse gets going through you like a freight train, that's how he scored on that double in the overtime match at the Southern Championship.
Limehouse, quiet kid. I attempted to interview him during football, couldn't get a whole lot of words out of him. He's just very, very humble, team type of guy. And we're going to get a stall warning on Stats.
And so the rule is, like, that wasn't a wrestling move, right? Limehouse was moving forward and Ahmad Stats went back. That's the stall call the way it should be called. Not when we're wrestling through a position.
Right.
I'm not saying that it was wrong before, but just for those at home that were curious.
Looking a little shrug here. Well, he uses his length well, doesn't he?
He does, but Limehouse is well aware of that position.
Two seconds here in the period, and we're going to end 0-0. So look for a tight match here to the end.
I need the top 6
Just a few attempts from both guys.
and 150 to report to the awards area.
So it looks like Stats deferred, and Limehouse is going to go bottom. So Stats is saying this is not going to be a 1-1 match.
That's right. I always like, if it's a 0-0, trying to get that first point, because that is that's the decision maker on who gets choice in sudden victory.
Forward roll there by Limehouse, and we go out of bounds, and I think he may have caught Stats' foot.
Yeah, right in the face, it was like.
And Limehouse will go on. X-Money, they call him over in Laurel. These are 2 guys also like elementary, middle school, I had the pleasure to coach. And one of Nuruddin's brother, Evie, one of the friendliest guys in the gym.
He will say hi to you no matter where you are.
Time.
That's right, he's a good guy.
So injury time's over. Limehouse returns to the bottom position. so far tonight. Keep talking with my other partner, man. Matches. We've had some tight matches. We've had some overtime, and we've had some dominating matches here today.
That have just been absolute barn burners, and we're not done yet.
No, we got some stuff to go here. Coming up next, we got the blown up bracket at 165. Number 1 and number 2 were knocked out of the championship side. And Stats putting on a good ride here. Minute 5 to go. One thing about Stats, he's a very confident wrestler.
And stoic. You know, nothing seems to phase him.
Right.
He's very calm under pressure. Just a quiet confidence is exactly the best way to describe him. And we mentioned this before. He has those arms and he can cinch that tight waist on Limehouse. And that can really...
Stall call on bottom. So we've seen it called both ways tonight. We've seen the bottom call, we've seen the top call. Limehouse rises to his feet. Big lift. And they're out of bounds and a stall on a mat return.
Did we miss a stall call earlier? I must
have got one in the
calling the stall before he lifted, but yeah, that's
wait. He lifted twice.
Yeah,
that's a tough call. That's as Scott Cameron says, an aggressive stall call.
That is an aggressive stall call, but
and a reversal by Limehouse.
And a standing reversal, so you don't need any on the mat.
He goes up 3-0 with 23 seconds on the board here. Reversal.
Choice starting the third. So stalling's a factor for both guys here now because they're both in the point area.
Both have been warned, one's been scored on, and that's going to be in the second period. 3-2 lead for Stats goes bottom, and that last switch looked pretty effortless.
So, yeah, so we've got a injury.
There's another switch and a reversal for Stats.
Limehouse has got just to not keep his head on the mat.
On that switch just causes.
And he's got an arm.
And a wrist. Yep.
And he's. Mod Stats is not going to be super. He wants some more.
He limits 17 to go. And we're going to go out of bounds. 1:11 on the restart. Stats up 4-3. He's in the top position. I think the coaches are telling him, "Look, hey, you got to run that thing.
Right.
You got a stall call." Go in. Break.
Base.
Eyes up and chest up.
Mike Hartnett's going to be looking at him. If he doesn't make a couple big attempts. There we go to his.
Mat return, Granby.
This is what happened last. Leaders in position, threw a wrench in the thing.
And now Stats turning into a mousetrap.
Yeah,
and
he recognized it this time. $40 seconds.
So Dan, there, you now he's a roll.
You just let him on the
30 to go here in the match. At the 12 to go in the match.
I think you let
I think there's enough activity there to.
Yeah. Both guys did a good enough job of doing what they needed to do.
And that's your final at 157. Nerdy second. 7-2 decision over the 8 seed Israel Russell of Polytech. 21-12 on the year, and he is a senior representing Smyrna High School. Quincy Risper, he was a 6 seed. He knocked off number 3 Hayden Wheeler from Cape Henlopen last night, 11-4. Then knocks off number 2 today, Sean Farrell from Lake Forest with a 7-5 decision. He's the 6 seed representing Woodbridge. He's 35-5, and he's a senior.
Wow, 35-5 as a senior from Woodbridge. This is a this is the fun of postseason wrestling. Is you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
Number 1 got upset last night.
In 6th, from Indian River, Angel Mora Salas.
And number 2 knocked out of the championship side this morning in the semis.
In 4th, from Sussex Central, Justin Craig. In 3rd, from Milford.
As we hand out some awards back here, it looks like
2nd, from
150s on the podium.
Dempsey. And your champion at 150 pounds from Laurel, Stanley P.
Top 4 wrestlers here at the Henlopen Conference get an automatic bid to the state tournament, and then each weight class will have 4 wild cards throughout the state.
Yeah, and the way that works, Benny, for those listeners at home, after the 12 automatic bids, 4 from each conference go up, they put the number 5 placer on the board from the Blue Hen, from the Independent, from the Henlopen, and the committee looks at common opponents, head-to-heads, and when that number 5 from, let's say, the Henlopen goes up on the board, then the Henlopen 6 can go up on the board.
And there has been years where the Henlopen has taken 8 guys to this tournament.
Yep.
From Smyrna.
So here we go, about ready to get underway at 165 pounds. Risper in the blue, and Dixon in the white and red.
He finished 3rd at the Milford Invitational, 2nd at the.
He's actually our 2nd Smyrna wrestler in the finals.
Right.
Alfrey was able to advance with medical forfeit.
Last year, as well as 6th in the state. From Woodbridge, Quincy Risper.
You're watching Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. Benny Mitchell, Dan Rigby, Matt Side, here at Sussex Central High School in Georgetown, Delaware. Jeff Stevenson on the controller. Jeff Stevenson, 2-time state champion.
Yeah,
long time ago.
Every time I see that guy, I don't think he ages at all.
Nah, not that much bigger either.
You said that, not me.
I wrestled. He was on my team. I'm allowed. But he put this production together. Not only was he the producer of all this, he was the tournament director. He was running track. And
one of the things that I said to Shane Miller during the year was I really appreciate what Sussex Central Wrestling has been able to do to make wrestling more of an event. You watch their live streams. They have a camera at the tunnel before wrestlers come out.
Right.
They have a DJ. They have lights. It's a spectacle, but that's what people do. It creates an environment that's enjoyable for all wrestling fans, and I think, you know,
when you go to Laurel, everything's red. Literally, everything's red in that gym.
A lot of our teams in Delaware have done a really good job of making it an event and making it something that people want to come to besides just the wrestling. A lot of colleges have been doing a great job of that, Penn State and Iowa, and I'm glad that our Henlopen schools are taking note and doing that as well. We've got a near side opportunity.
Caesar Rodney with the band.
Yeah.
And on the edge, staying live action here.
I like that no call by the
Takedown by
official.
Dixon.
Yeah. Gave him reaction time on the hand. Nick Ganley on the call.
Smyrna coached by Aaron Harris, former Caesar Rodney state champ, wrestled at Del Val.
Did a great job when he came back from Florida, taking the Dover program and rejuvenating it, and then took a show on the road to Smyrna and won 2 state titles there as well. So Aaron's has his team.
Former heavyweight state champ Brandon Dooley, as we listed, one of 3 now, 4 father-son state champ combinations.
Yeah, and Brandon's done a really nice job with the wrestling program, but also with the football program. And he and Dom Trotter both have done are on that football coaching staff at Woodbridge and had a great season this year. And
We talk about picking scabs, and I remember Brandon won his title as a junior. Now he's coaching at the program with a guy that beat him his senior year, Woodbridge. He got beat by Woodbridge.
that's right, I remember that.
It'll heal. It'll heal.
Shrug opportunity there.
Brandon and his father, also football coaches at Woodbridge. Made this the 2A state tournament this year. And they're out of bounds. 2-1 lead for Dixon with 1:09 to go here in the second. Nick Ganley, another ex-CR guy on the call.
Yeah, Nick's an up-and-coming official, man. He does a really nice job.
He doesn't get rattled. That's what I like about him.
He doesn't get rattled, and nothing is below him. He'll go do a youth match, a youth tournament, and then he'll come do the Henlopen Conference Finals. And he's in it for the right reasons. He's in it for the sport. And
take down Jesse Dixon.
I like a lot of our officials have done that this, the last couple of years.
Now
in general,
we've talked a lot tonight, Scott or Dan, about how the seedings these matches will affect the seedings. This match is really going to affect the seedings tomorrow.
Yeah, we had a scenario several years back when I was coaching Caesar Rodney where one of our guys was sick and lost to a kid who had significant losses during the year. Our athlete couldn't get in and get on the board until that athlete got on the board. So you're at the mercy of who you beat and who you don't beat and who your matchups are.
And what did this
and
weekend?
Then what they did this weekend, and it can really throw a wrench in this thing. So I'm excited for the have to deal with this tomorrow.
It might be a long meeting tomorrow.
It might be. This is going to be one that's going to end. And no idea what happens in the blue hand or what happened in the independent. There could be 4 weight classes like this. At one of those
I was peeking in on a couple of the independent. There was some 1-2 upsets in the finals. 10 seconds on the clock here in the second period at 165-pound. Risper with the switch attempt. And Dixon gonna ride him out. And we go to the third period. Dixon up 4-1.
Benny, you talk a lot about the lineage of even, and you think about, Jesse Dixon's dad was a state place winner for Dover High School. Their dads wrestled for teams in Delaware.
His cousin wrestles for Caesar Rodney.
That's right. 3 cousins, actually, for Caesar Rodney.
Yeah, the 3 brothers. His cousin Owen has qualified at 175 pounds for the state tournament with a 3rd place finish here today. Coming off a knee injury. He's had to take a couple weeks off to recover. And I'm not sure he's fully recovered yet. So
Risper's done a nice job of staying in this match.
Come to their feet and escape for Dixon. He leads 5-1. Nick, didn't he? During the day?
Nick Ganley is a lot of different things trade by day. You got the landscaping business.
Done a good job here tonight in the finals. Not everybody agrees with their calls, but it's not everybody's position to agree with their calls.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's important for officials is that you own your calls. If you made it, if you made a mistake, then you
we saw that with Jared Powell. He's, Coach, I'm done.
Yeah.
We're not talking anymore.
He's not going to go back and take away that stall call.
35 to go here in the match. Dixon up 5-1.
And at the end of the day, we're humans, you know, and it's okay to make a mistake. And
Digging that unhook in is Risper.
yeah, and that's smart by Dixon. You're up by 4. You don't need to be in an over-under situation. Risper wants to be chest to chest in that scenario. You don't need to be chest to chest. You're better to be in a front headlock than you are to be in a chest to chest over-under. So he's going to seal the deal and wrestle in a smart position there.
Number 5 seed Jesse Dixon with the 5-1 decision, and he is your conference champion at 165 pounds. Those are the stories every year we come in here and wait to see.
Yeah,
We have a
you come into the tournament and you get a story like that where a guy just blasts on the scene and wrestles above their seed, and that's important.
So we have an intra-district final here. Matter of fact, the only 2 schools in southern Delaware that are in the same school district, with Indian River and Sussex Central. Number 1 seed, Javion Chandler. He's 32-2. He's a junior from Indian River. He's from the southern part of the district, and he's going to take on number 2 seed Gabe Cannon, 38-3, a senior. He's from Sussex Central in the northern part of the school district.
I've always really enjoyed watching Gabe Cannon. He can pin. He's one of the best pinners I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
He pins all the time.
He's going for his 100th pin tonight.
I mean, that's insane.
Right.
There are wrestlers who dream of getting 100 wins, and this kid's on the verge of getting 100 pins. That is unreal.
Chandler, defending conference champion at 65 last year. Cannon was second at 175. Or maybe 190. I can't remember where he wrestled last year.
He was 190.
Chandler in on the single leg, mid-level. Pulls it out.
This is a position where a lot of guys lose the single legs. They got to try to get to the high level.
And we're going to be out of bounds, no score.
That's a good call.
Top guy in this weight class up at St. Mark's. Stan's Sports' son, Luke Spore. Defending state champ at 165 last year.
You know, another thing I'm going to say, Benny, is another thing I was going to say is our fans
another
tonight,
father-son.
Oh, Luke Spore and Stan Spore. Yeah, absolutely. We've had a lively crowd here, but
They've been under control.
they've been under control.
Take down Chandler.
I think in the society that we live in right now, and I think this is something that's really important. It's okay to get a little bit angry about a call or get a little bit angry, but it's not okay to act like a jerk. And I think everybody here tonight has done a great job.
Well, we had one dust up earlier tonight.
Now, you're always going to have one. But I think that's important, right? Recognizing these
agree.
guys are human beings. And I've never met an official, and I hope that's ever said, I can't wait to go ruin this kid's dreams tonight. You know, they don't do that. That's just not what happens. You can be angry about a call, but
you just hope they feel bad if they do.
That's right.
Cannon with the escape and a quick takedown.
Great re-attack. A short
He's
time.
up 3-2.
In a short time.
Yeah, he doesn't only get 1 there. He gets 3.
That's right. He's got to be able to ride him here for the last 10.
Jake Sawyer on the call. Speaking of St. Mark's people.
Now, if I'm Cannon, I'm recognizing how easy I just dropped that armbar in late in the period. I'm putting a little mental note that says I might go back to this. He really put that armbar in easily. And
so Chandler's going to take bottom after Cannon defers.
And if I'm Chandler, I'm saying that armbar just came in really easy. I need to be careful here.
I got to keep my elbows in.
And here it comes again.
Gabe Cannon was the quarterback of the Sussex Central football team this year. The District 2, Class 3A District 2 champions.
You know, I had the athletic director from Milford, Jed Bell, informed me that, and I said, how would you like to have a guy that looks like that?
Right.
That can built like that. He's got a near side.
Gable
He's
cradle.
behind the knee. He's behind the knee.
And a lot of time, and in the center of the mat. Gets 2 back.
You got. No, I don't think he gave him any
I don't
back.
think he gave him any back. Standing reversal.
I think he swiped 2. I think he swiped 2. Yep, there we go.
The referees got together, 2 back, 4-3.
Again, another example of conferring with your teammate, get the call right. Great job by Chandler to get out of that. That was not an easy position to get out of. Gotta come up. You gotta. You talked about this earlier. You gotta progress that position. You gotta advance the position. That's
out of bounds. 5-4 lead for Cannon. And Chandler a little slow getting up. 33 seconds on the restart. Chandler, all-state running back for the Indian River Indians, Class A.
I love hearing this stuff, man. And the multi-sport athletes are what makes schools great. You know, when you have an athlete that is gifted and strong and fast, and they can play multiple things. That's a cool
much
thing.
as parents don't think it's true, college coaches look for that.
They love that. They love that. Short time, and we got an escape.
6-4. So he's gotten 4 points in the final 20 seconds of the period,
right.
2 periods.
And now Chandler's going to fire one off here with 7 to go.
And they go out of bounds. You may want to seatbelt that young lady next to you there, Dan.
Yeah,
she was on her way out to the mat.
Yeah, Chris.
Oh, she's pulled a chair mat side. Good for her.
The gentleman that brought it to her said, "This is your home. Here's a chair."
There you go. That's the end of the second period. 6-4 lead for Gabe Cannon, and he is going to go in the bottom position.
I always enjoyed coaching in this gym because you never knew who was sitting where and what they were going to say to you. I love that.
Right.
You go to the head table and you're going to get called a bunch of different names, and that was always fun for me. And here, yep, that's a good call by the official. It's a standing reversal only. He didn't give him the one. Now he's in a bar position
deep bar.
again. He abandoned this earlier to go to the cradle, but I think he's going to stay with it this time.
Brings a reverse bar.
Got
to get that hand on the fist on the mat.
I think his answer is to go back to where he was.
8-4 lead for Gabe Cannon.
I wonder why he's so deep in that regular bar on 3 different occasions now. And there he is. There he is. Stick with it and running around the head.
Now he's going to go big cookie. Minute 14 to go here in the third period. Gotta get chest to chest on this.
And Chandler's got that little limp arm there.
Yeah, he's gonna feel that when he's about 30 something. 44 seconds to go in the match. 8-4 lead for Gabe Cannon. He is in the top position. As we said, Cannon going for his 100th career pin.
And it'll be this match. Is that right?
Yeah, it would be if he gets it here. Now he's going to that, I call it Okie bar, but he's got to get out front and pinch that head off. And that's an escape for Chandler. And takedown Cannon. Under 10 to go.
He's going to ice it here with 10 to go.
And Gabe Cannon is your 175-pound Henlopen Conference champion. I have to tell you, OW is going to be, I'm glad I don't have to make that decision.
Yeah, there's about 3 guys that are coming to my head right now that I think are probably leading the running for that.
In sixth, from Sussex Tech.
There's been some wild ones.
In fifth,
So we're going to, looks like they're awarding 157 because I see Nerdine Ahmad Stats atop the podium.
Brandon West. In third, from Sussex Central.
So it's time for 190 pounds.
In second, from Carl.
Your number 1 seed, Jordan Curry of Milford. He's 30-12, and he's a senior. And he's up against the number 2 seed, Tegan Grotowski. He's 22-12, sophomore out of Smyrna. So 3 bouts left. We got a good one coming up at 285, returning rematch of last year.
And now for your top 6 at 165. In sixth, from Lake Forest, Sean Farrell. In fifth, from Poly.
Again, I want to thank our sponsors,
Russell.
Ocean View Plumbing, as well as Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts, I think he's up to like 14 restaurants now on the culinary coast of coastal Delaware.
Culinary Coast.
Again, thank you, Ocean View Plumbing and Sodell Concepts being the sponsor of our finals tonight.
And your champion at 165 pounds from Smyrna, Jesse Dixon.
And Jesse Dixon finds his way to the top of the podium as your conference champion. So 11 weight classes completed. We're up to 190 pounds. Jordan Curry in the white with the burgundy and gold trim for Milford. And Tegan Grotowski in the red and white and gray of the Smyrna Eagles.
Yeah, I've been able to watch both of these guys over the years. And Grotowski's built like a 25-year-old. Said that when we did the CR and Smyrna match earlier in the year. Curry has a dad who was a state champion in Milford as well, and I can tell you this: if he pulls you up from your double leg, you better be looking for that lat drop because he can throw it from anywhere.
A little bit of lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Tegan Grotowski.
Back to our sponsors, the Ocean View Plumbing. That's Eric Ankrum, his son.
I was wondering who that was.
Yeah, was a state champ as a freshman, finalist as a senior.
Both guys.
Oh, in deep on the doubles, Grotowski.
Both guys, strong wrestling ties to the community, and I just love companies that give back to wrestling locally. You know,
Sodell Concepts, a major sponsor of Delaware Live and 302 Sports, and Scott was a New Jersey state champ.
Yep. And the Ankrum family is just always been a big supporter of Delaware wrestling. So thank you to those guys for giving back to the Sussex County, Kent County, Newcastle County Delaware wrestling scene.
No score with 1:15 to go here in the first period. But Grotowski, he got deep on a double, just has to finish.
We've talked about this all night. You never know how many of these opportunities you'll get, and there's a and there we go.
There's a stall call.
You never know if you'll get that opportunity again. You got to capitalize on it when you can.
Curry hoping to be at the top of the podium again next week, but he's going to have a tough road to hoe against a young man by the name of Hayden Money, the #1 wrestler in the state from DMA.
Hayden Money, another guy with a state champion father, two-time state champion from Dover.
So if he can win today, he'll add to the father-son combos.
Right.
Also, wasn't he a JUCO champ?
He was a JUCO champ, and then he went on to wrestle at Clarion.
And now we're going to get a stall call on Curry.
Right.
So each wrestler has a stall call in the first period. 43 to go. First period, no score, but we do have 2 stall calls as we get to the edge again.
Yeah, both guys are pushing a little bit here, and you get a call, and then Paul Hurt's doing a good job of recognizing that what we're doing here. could have done the same thing. Stay in that middle and score some points.
Grotowski's got to get his back to the center of the mat.
Yeah. There we go. That's a nice
double leg. They go out of bounds. No score. 14 seconds on the restart.
We would spend a lot of time in practice call that circle shoot, where you circle your back to the center and shoot the guy off, and in the referee's brain, all of a sudden, it's not you backing up. You're the one making the attempt to get your back to the center and initiating action off the mat.
Time winds down here in the first period, and no score, and Grotowski getting a deep shot late.
Yeah, that's a couple. He's been in on some leg attacks here. I think that's probably his ticket. I think he has to know that he doesn't want to be chest to chest with Curry.
Grotowski takes the bottom position. No score here at 190. We have crowned 11 conference champions. 3 matches left. We'll see another Milford Buccaneer coming up at 2:15. Curry, the first of the Bucks in the finals tonight.
Nice standing switch. We got locked hands there. Yep, there we go.
On the edge.
He's got to be able to secure both legs.
So Curry gets a point for the locked hands.
And we get an escape.
So 2-1 on the free release. I've always seen Grotowski. I'm surprised he's going to his feet. I've always thought him as more of a mat wrestler.
Well, I mean, he's had success several times getting to those legs. It's just got to be a matter of finishing them now.
Oh, slide by. 2 for Grotowski. Goes up 4-0.
Yeah.
Or 1.
But Curry's been pushing a lot, getting that, trying to get that stall call again. And Grotowski really did a nice job of exposing that, and then re-entered the wrestling space.
Right, he circled around and shrugged him at the same time.
Hurts looking for locked hands here, making sure we don't lock our hands.
Should be 4-2, right? We had a locked hands and an escape.
Technical violation for fleeing the mat.
So we got 5-0 on the scoreboard. I think it's 5-2. So we had the locked hands on Grotowski.
No, the locked hands was on Curry.
Oh, it was on Curry,
yeah.
okay.
Score's right here, 5-0.
So 5-0 lead for Keegan Grotowski. 39 seconds to go here in the second period. Granby roll.
Milford.
And these are the positions I see in are Grotowski's strengths. You know, getting under the leg and getting reversals.
But every Milford wrestler knows how to Granby, they know how to funk, they know how to Peterson, they know how to lat drop. And this is a problem for Grotowski.
Peterson. And nothing yet. And reversal for Curry. It's 5-2.
In short time.
Gonna get a potentially dangerous. 8 seconds to go. Favoring that shoulder, but I think this is with 8 seconds, you don't take an injury time out here. You ride this out. And no score at the end. 5-2 is the lead for Grotowski. Curry is going to take the bottom position.
I said this in 2 matches so far. I have a feeling this match is not going to end 5-2.
No. And that's a second caution, correct.
Knee can't be in front of his knee. You gotta line up with your down knee behind that line. clean.
And we're underway. Granby rolled by. Almost Granby rolled into a cradle.
Yeah.
And Grotowski works his way back on top. Minute 45 to go. He leads 5-2 here at 190 pounds.
He's got an arm bar in there.
Yeah, he's got
Jump side, and he can tilt there.
And you're going to get a stall call on bottom. Makes it 6-2.
Here comes that
And
last
that's
drop
not where
position.
Grotowski wants to be. Escape for Curry. 6-3 is the score. Minute 1 left on the clock. And I think Grotowski's going to go on injury time. Aaron Harris does not want him to. The rule here, and the reason Aaron Harris doesn't want him to take it, folks, is if he gets another injury, Curry would have choice. A third injury, the match is over. So, trying to tell him to fight through whatever it is. They're on their feet, 6-3 with a minute to go.
And this is where Curry's going to start trying to go chest to chest. He's going to look for those lat drops.
Out of bounds,
And this
53.
is going to get interesting because Grotowski knows he can't go back. He has to push back in, and that's exactly what Curry wants.
Right.
So he's got to try to hope to hit that slide by like he did earlier in the first.
Oh, it drops down to a double.
Here comes the Funk.
39 to go. Funk attempt by Curry. Got to get some height.
But he needs more than two. He needs a takedown and then a one.
And we're going to get a stalemate with 27 seconds. Aaron Harris imploring Teagan to get back to the center now. And he gets called for stalling.
And now a takedown ties it.
Here in the match. And out of bounds, got another stall.
He's got to get to the middle. He's got to get there now.
6-5 is the score.
He's got to get there now. That score's right. He's got to get there now. If he takes an injury time, Curry gets
16
the next
to
one
go.
is 2 points, Benny.
Right.
The next stall is 2 points.
Double leg by Curry. With under 10 to go.
Watch the locked hands
Yeah,
here.
so I'm like,
No,
no, we're going to get a stalemate. The 7-6, 4 seconds to go. And that's it. 7-6 victory for Jordan Curry.
Wow. A lot of
He is
points.
a Henlopen Conference champion at 190 pounds.
Now wrestling at 250.
That's a tough way to lose that match, but
Now we move to 200. Conference champion from Cape Henlopen, Patrick Donahue. He's 37-3. Lock. Donahue handled his business the first time, but I tell you what, Lockett, it's like her. You get above the waist, you could be in some trouble.
He's gonna
Pleasure Lockett as well as a young man. Another quiet kid. Shot in.
High. Wow, what a great. And for Lockett to not give up that
Nice,
takedown,
stingy too.
that's insane.
They look at middleweights.
Yeah.
Out of bounds. Minute 32 on the restart. I'll give dinner tonight, Dan. There you go. Moving down. Check the team around the beat. During the
Yeah. You
broke.
again, he's straight to his back. I mean,
this weight class capped off up top by Frankie Miller. Frank Miller, the Beast of East champion.
With it so far.
I don't know if Lockett has wrestled Miller. I do know that Donahue did at state duels. Miller pinned him.
And obviously not saying that somebody can't be beat, but that is one of the weight classes.
That's a message to send late in the season.
Yeah, that's one of the weight classes there. There's a clear number one right now. There's a clear number one in that weight class.
And he struggled with injuries through his sophomore, freshman year. He had the knee injury in the state tournament.
I need the top 6 at 175 and 190.
On our feet, 4-0 lead for Donahue. Henlopen for the Bucks.
If you're Coach Parsley or Coach Mattioni, to be able to have young success. I mean, you get young guys at the one thing they grow, but to be able to have those guys.
The short gain guy from Milford, the fullback. Take down by Donahue.
Just these leg attacks with Donahue is just really sharp.
We did a few Milford games this year. Short, third and short. 5.
Ran it straight down.
Used to play baseball. Six-0 lead for Patrick Donahue. Lockett looked to come behind, but Donahue pulls him right back down on the mat with under a minute. Two Sports joining forces with the Sussex Central Athletics live stream crew and Jeff Stevenson. A lot of young kids running around here, operating cameras, setting up sound.
Yeah, the Central staff always job. They're
this weekend. It was outstanding.
They know how to
run
Here's a Peterson opportunity again, and you know, there's consistently roster. Every kid can Granby, every kid can every kid can lat drop, and when you wrestle them, there's always a week or two before where you spend some the Peterson position and
Lockett puts a
He's going to go switch.
you got to be careful pulling down your own hip.
And he's get chest to chest.
Now looking to take him to his back.
That's 3 times Lockett's been on his back, and
Donahue's not getting an anchor on the other side. He's running that power half, and he's no anchor on the far side. Minute 30 to go in the match at 215 pounds. Late, leaving too soon because this next over. Two more classes. We're seeing both these guys are. And we're going to stalling call on bottom. Granby rolls, comes out, throws him to his back. Donahue able to snap.
every Milford wrestler can always keep pancake type positions, and those wrestlers always respond, and
it finishes on top, but Don floor, Henlopen Conference champion, back to back.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to tell you that that kid's going to be a state champ. Maybe if not this year, he'll be a state champion.
Right.
He is very sound in what he does. This is top notch, and I think.
Man. Rematch last year. Your number one seed, the 30. He's a soft. And the
mass. Benny, remind me, Boehner's only a sophomore, correct?
Correct. She's one of those guys.
Yeah, I would have loved to have had an opportunity to pull a student athlete out of the hallway like that.
Right.
I think every coach of the school, every coach in that program, trying to do his basketball.
So we have some more awards being presented.
In second, from Smyrna, Team Grotowski.
Folks, we also brought you tonight the Blue Hen Conference Championship with Nick Alessandrini and Jack Holloway doing color commentary up at William Penn High School for the Blue Hen Conference Championships. Last match of the night, folks. Getting ready for the big guys.
Last match of the night. We've had a good night of wrestling here so far.
Lots of excitement.
Let's end it with a bang.
From Laurel, Joseph Boehner. He's a senior with a season record of 20-5.
Chichi wants to shake hands and get it on. You can see, he's reached several times. He says, let's get this thing on.
Let's go.
Assistant coach Kurt Howe has given Chichi a lot of Recco experience.
Yeah. You're not going to find too many more credentialed assistant coaches than 4-time state champion and 100 multiple-time head coach.
High school.
In heavyweight matches, these are hard to come back from.
That's right.
He's got to make sure he keeps the lock below that elbow. Don't let that lock come above the elbow. He doesn't even have it locked yet.
No.
And there's a lot of time with the center towards the back.
Right on the knight emblem or logo.
If Chi-Chi can get out of this, I will forever respect that young man.
He's already been there a long time. Boehner needs to readjust. Get that chest,
I mean, this is a tight position, and Chi-Chi's doing a fantastic job of fighting it off.
Lifts the head. There's a fall. Joseph Boehner, a 2-time Henlopen Conference champ.
That's a great ending to a heavyweight match. A first period fall with the headlock that went into overtime last year.
So Joseph Boehner gives Laurel 2 champions here tonight for the Southern Division. Dan, final thoughts of what we saw here tonight?
Yeah, Benny, we had some barn burners. A couple things. I love the effort. I love the energy. I love the sportsmanship. I love the way that these kids competed. And I'm telling you, I think we're going to see a few more of these next week in the state championship. The finals we saw tonight could very well be the finals next week, and I can't wait.
Yeah, we didn't have a bad finals match tonight. Great, just a way to go out to end your conference season with 14 big battles. And I think, Jeff, are we going to wrap it up from here? Okay, that's a wrap. For Jeff Stevenson and the SC crew, for Dan Rigby, I'm Benny Mitchell. Folks, have a safe weekend, and you'll hear from us next weekend.